Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ham Radio Answers. I have something very exciting in front of me, something that I bought and paid for because I've just been curious for years about how well it works. And the reason I bought this Buddipole antenna is because my wife and I this year purchased a travel trailer. We've taken it on several trips, and sometimes I've tried to use ham radio on those trips with a portable magnetic loop. And I found that the problem is, first of all, I have to do that outside, where I can sit right next to the antenna and adjust it every time I move frequency. This promises to be a little bit different. Being a more traditional electrical antenna, it's a shortened dipole, as I'll show you. And so I thought, well, you know, I really ought to try this. Well, somebody, a good Augie, sent me their vertical version, the Buddy Stick, to test, sent me theirs. And I tested it. It's in a previous video, and you can take a look at that and see what I thought of it. So I thought I'd try the standard version of the Buddipole, which is actually a dipole, and it's designed specifically to be portable. This is the entire antenna in a case here. There are multiple versions of this on the Buddipole website, and you can look for the regular one, which does not come with the mast and tripod, the deluxe one, which is this, which does come with the mast and tripod, and then there's another version above this that has an even higher mast on it. Okay, so, and here's the paperwork that came with it. As it sits with the shipping, it was $454.11. Now, I did include the guying kit, which was an additional $35, and I selected the telescopic whip color to be black. And it comes with some single-page instructions for how to put the thing together, and a little bit of the different kinds of configurations that you can use for the thing here. Okay, and then my receipt, I bought it through PayPal. So thank you, Augies, those of you who've given me tips and Patreon and so on. It gives me an opportunity to do things like purchase these antennas, bring them to you so that you can see them for yourself before you go out and buy one or decide against it and get something else. So I thought what we'd do in today's video is just the, well, unboxing. It's unbagging, the unbagging. This came to me via the U.S. mail to my post office box, and let's dig in. Okay, we're going to unzip it, and I'm going to put it here where we can see best with the little camera overlooking my shoulder here. Got zippers on a very sturdy, I guess nylon Cordera, something like that, fairly thick case here. And let's take a look at what's inside. Now this is the tripod. Don't throw away the little things. Okay. This is the tripod. A big old tripod, and it's got leg extensions here. Okay. So you can get kind of a feel for how big the tripod is here. It's pretty good sized, and it's got a holder down the bottom and a holder here, and you put the thing through to get that thing just lined up perfectly. So, and all this folds up for easy transport. This is the over-the-shoulder carry strap for the bag, which is nice. I was hadn't seen that and was kind of wondering. I wanted that. Now, what else we have in here? This is the part of the hub. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is these actually are hub extensions. If you want to put the arms at arbitrary angles, this covers a thread, which I'll have to take off of there. Okay, everything's beautifully packaged. Okay, so this is going to be used to allow us to rotate the arms of the antenna. You know, you can actually make a sort of vertical out of this thing too. These little goodies are used on the coils. We'll get to the coils. We have here, I believe, 25 feet of coax. It's RG58U, and it's made by Consolidated, okay. And I assume, all things considered, it's got to be pretty good cable. This attaches to the balun here. Oh, this has got little Velcro straps. Okay. Let's see if we can't get these off. Let's get it over here where I'm looking at it. Okay. This attaches to the centerpiece right here, and these little things go into receptacles. And I'm looking at this thing right here. There we go. Okay. So that comes off there. That was just my imagination. It was rotating. Okay, so you can, and everything's got a cover for it. It's designed for portable use, so if you take it to the beach, you don't get sand in it and so on. So there's a BNC connector on there. On the other end of the cable is also a BNC connector. And it's got an adapter here for a PL259 type end, because a lot of people like me usually have SO239 outputs on whatever portable rig we might be taking, or even if we were using this for field day, my good rig. There we go. Okay, so it's a BNC, and it's got a connector here, the PL259. They give you the adapter, which is very nice of them. And you can put that on and use that with your rigs that have got SO239s, okay? So now this must be the radio kit. This has three lengths of rope, and each of the ropes got ends on it so it can tie to around something without these things unraveling. This is a very thin rope, as you can see, but boy, it's gnarly. It is pretty strong. It'll be plenty strong as a guy. There's even some pictures here about how to put the thing together. Also in the guy kit are these little stakes. They're push in by hand. You don't want to pound these. Very light aluminum, great for backpacking. Maybe you can jam these down between the rocks. In loose sand, they wouldn't give you much. In dirt, they'd probably give you plenty for portable operation. And then here are the two halves for the guys. There. So you put one on this way, one on this way, put them like that, and it goes all the way around, and then you put the guy's ropes up through here like that. That's pretty cool. And then they're real easy to get undone. You don't have to tie any knots or anything. Push posts to separate. Okay. These little posts here that helps you separate it. That's great. That's a pretty cool little invention. Okay. So that's the guys. Now we get down to this. This is the mast. It's got all kinds of, the ends all come out here. So we loosen this one up. There. If I take them all out, I'm going to knock a light over. So when we set this up and try it, we'll be able to see how far this thing extends. Okay, so that's the mast that goes in that big tripod. That is sturdier than I thought it would be. Okay, last piece in here is more Velcro. I can see when Buddipole started their operations, clearly the impacted the world's supply of Velcro. Okay, we have in here, this is a bag with slots. You can stick things down in there. Okay, and let's see just what we have. We have more of these little green, yellow, red, and blue connectors. Okay. Here is the center connector. This is the part that does all the hard work. This is the hub. Okay, so this thing, when it comes up and meets the hub, you plug it into color to color. Okay, like that, and you can plug in the two side ones. If you want to make a vertical out of it, you can put it into there. Okay, so there are lots of different ways you can connect this thing. These are the two coils. Just sort of next to each other. These are going to go onto the centerpiece here. Okay, these are the loading coils. And we'll find out the proper way of assembly for these a little bit later. But these green-red marks indicate where you put the taps. Here we've got blue and black, and they are color-coded to these little things. Let me take one out. Okay. These have got little hooks. So you're going to put them right between the parts there. Oh, I've got big fat fingers. Hook it around there, And I'm doing this upside down so it doesn't come out. You hook it like that, okay? These are your taps. And then this will go into a tap like that. All right? So, and then these go over like this. Okay? So we'll figure that out when we put the whole thing up. There's snow on the ground outside right now, so I'm not going to do it right this minute. Now we have two additional kinds of extensions. These are arm extensions, two of them, one on each side, and then three extendable arms. Now this is just really solid stuff they've put together here. I think for the price it should be solid. Look at that. This is the thing that extends out to the side. Okay, and the instructions tell you how far to extend them. And then these go into an arm. And I'm going to fold that up so I don't break a light. These go here, and then these go onto the ends of the loading coils. Okay, and depending on how much loading you give it will depend on which band. So here's the thing. I mean, after a little bit of initial work on this, where you get everything tuned and stuff like that, you should be able to, with the aid of these little doohinkies here, just be able to go out right there, put it together, and then use an antenna tuner unit in your radio, or just check it with an SWR meter. Use an antenna tuner with your radio, or check it with the SWR meter, and get the thing set up, and it'll stay set up. So you can set this up for a band, leave this outside, go into wherever you're operating, your tent or the house, or in my case, the travel trailer, and operate on that whole band. Now, to change bands, you're going to have to come outside and move the taps and change the length of the arms. Okay, so this is one of the nice things about it, and what really attracted me to it, was the fact that I could do, you know, if I wanted to just sit on 40 meters inside the trailer while it's cold outside, which it has been, by the way. We actually went camping below freezing conditions here recently. And then operate the whole band without having to retune like you would a loop. So I'm eager to give this a try. This is what we've got. We've got these. They've given us 3 of the extensions. Only 2 can be used at once, which is nice. You've got a spare. These are, after all, whip antennas. And a bend in one of the whips will ruin it. You can't recover from a bend. You need to get a new one. Fortunately, you can get all of these parts separately from them. So that's what we've got. That's what's inside this package. I'm pretty excited to set it up outside and give it a try. Now, what I'm going to do when I compare it is compare it not only with my main antenna, my station vertical, which I use kind of as the baseline for all comparisons, but also with a loop antenna, and see how they do. I've got 2 or 3 loop antennas, and we'll try those also. I'm very excited about it. It is a compromise antenna, I know that, so I don't expect it to perform as well as my station vertical, but I do expect it to perform pretty well. For those who live in covenant-controlled communities, this is the kind of thing you can set up behind a tree or in the shrubbery or something like that, to where it's really not visible. It's not very big. You do have to change bands manually, but stick it on 40 and leave it there. Or if your operating preferences prefer, stick it on 20 and leave it there. I would suggest 40 to start with. It seems to be the most versatile band these days. In channel news, it's getting close to Christmas. These little mugs would make a great gift idea for someone who's thinking about becoming a ham operator. It's got the URL of my YouTube channel on it. It's a great motivator to watch the training videos and get your tech general or extra. I also have more of the amateur extra training videos on a thumb drive. 64 gigabyte thumb drive. Takes a lot of gigabytes to cover all of those videos. Thank you to those of you who drop a little something in the tip jar. You can find this at dcastler.com/tip-jar. There, you can throw a buck in there. The lowest tip I've had is a buck, of course, because that's the lowest you can get. You can put any number of $1 tips in there. I've had some very generous ones recently, and I really appreciate that. Helps me do things like get this. I owe nothing to the manufacturer, so I can speak of it. I'm so far really impressed with this. I doubt I'll be giving it a bad review, but we'll see. If this works out really well, it will be accompanying me on future travel trailer trips. Please check out patreon.com/KE0OG for $1, $2, $5 a month, something like that, to support the channel, or the tip jar, as I have said there, or just below the video on the YouTube page, there's a little banner ad for the coffee cup. Makes great gifts this gift season. I think they're like 24 with shipping, something like that. So until the next time we meet, happy holidays. And let's see, what's our next holiday coming up? It's Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah right now. So happy holidays to everyone, and we will see you soon. Until we next meet, 73.